Welcome to Nalf's Nonsense. In this video, I'm going to give you guys my tip on being able to discern if a movie is going to be good and worth it to watch or not. Go to RottenTomatoes.com. This is the most famous movie review website now. RottenTomatoes.com will have two scores. They typically are always advertising the one score, which is the critic score. But there are two scores that you need to look at: the critic score and the audience score. There are four different types of combinations with critic score and audience score, and in my opinion, these are the four different types of movies. Type number one, let's use The Card Counter, for example. This movie had a great critic score, 86%, that's very strong, but quite a bad audience score, 42%, that's really low, and there's a huge disparity between the two numbers. This is always a red flag. High critic score means it's probably well done or has the right political message, but it's probably really boring, which is exactly the case with this movie, The Card Counter. Well done, well crafted, and it had a political message that I think film critics like, but it was so slow, so boring, and by the end of it, I was just frustrated by how they handled the movie. So, high critic score, low audience score, typically a red flag. The second type of movie, we're gonna use Red Notice as an example. A movie that has a low critic score, 37%, but a really high audience score, 92%. This in general means that the movie is probably a bit cliched, probably a little bit predictable, probably not incredibly smart of a movie, but it's probably pretty damn fun and entertaining to watch, which is exactly the case with this movie, Red Notice. Nothing special or crazy innovative, smart in terms of screenplay or storyline, but it's just a fun adventure to go on for 2 hours. So, low critic score, high audience score, typically pretty watchable movies. The third type is gonna be low critic score, low audience score. Everybody's agreeing that these movies suck. Avoid at all costs. Probably never worth it to watch these type of movies. Basically, anything that Bruce Willis is in the last 5 or 6 years. Avoid. And finally, the fourth type, which is a movie that has high critic score and high audience score. These are the best movies and have the highest probability of being entertaining and for you to like them. Even more points if those two scores are pretty close together. So for example, we've got here Darkest Hour. Phenomenal movie. 84% from the critics, 82% from the audiences, which means that it's probably really smart, well done, not cliche, not predictable, crafted in a very strong professional way from a filmmaking point of view. And it's also probably pretty damn fun and entertaining to watch, which is exactly the case with this movie, Darkest Hour. High critic score, high audience score. You see that? That's a go. Green light, let's watch this movie. All right, guys, so that is how to use Rotten Tomatoes and combine both the critics and audience scores to decide if a movie is going to be worth it to watch. Thank you for listening to my nonsense.